Hello. What's up, Obanike? How you doing? Oh man, this what's so crazy? I feel like this is the first time I'm doing a live. But as you guys know, I've done many lives. Well, anyway, it's weird starting over again too, talking to mostly just one or two people. Yeah, but anyway, welcome. I am my name is LJ. I am the founder of 6ixthCents. As you guys can see in the title, I was born from narcissistic abuse just recently. Well, my story is if you've watched my videos, I was in a 6-year relationship with a malignant covert narcissist. And the malignant part is she was very, very violent, physically violent, emotionally abusive. Hold on, please. Sorry about that. I don't know. Somebody set up. Ooh, my sister. I told her I was getting ready. Anyway, I'm back. Anyway, 6-year relationship with a malignant covert narcissist who was very violent, physically violent, verbally abusive, mentally abusive, violent and physically violent in front of her own kids, et cetera, et cetera. And what's up, Layman, Owen, Mister? And I didn't know I was involved with a narcissist. I'm gonna be bouncing in and out. Okay, I'm gonna be bouncing in and out. And I did not know I was involved with a narcissist, nor did I know narcissist people existed, people that did stuff like what she did, right? Because I'm so focused on her. I'm just like, what's wrong with her? Even though something was wrong with her, obviously, NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. But at the time, I was lost. And let me tell you something, man. This woman was now, okay, I laugh now because I'm on the other side of it. Okay. This is the only reason why I'm laughing. And let me explain to you. Okay. That version of me is no longer, that's not a version of me. I consider that version of me a cocoon of me. Somebody that survived the narcissistic abuse and got out of it, because many do not get out of it, as well as you guys know. And before I go too far into that story, I wanted to say something about just what's happening with this channel. I am very humbled. So many things have been totally unexpected to me, right? As SMD family knows, I've been talking about this channel for quite a while, and I wasn't going to start it till January 1st. But then I got on a call with a guy by the name of Andrew. His channel is like Narc Daily or something like that. And I was telling him about it, and he said you should start doing it right away. You should start doing it right away. And then I was talking to Omanike, and Omanike said you should do it on your birthday. And I was like, all of that is perfect. So that's what I did. Today is my birthday. I'm 54 years old, and I couldn't be more in a better place. I'm in a better place in my life now than I was before the narcissist. Okay. And I know that sounds crazy, but I am. I really am. And it's not because of her, even though she was part of my journey, because just like I always told you guys earlier, this experience was a blessing, because there is no other way to know this. Okay, you guys, this is not taught in school. When you hear people talk about narcissism and narcissistic in the general public, you don't really understand until you are in a relationship with one of them. Okay, you don't really get it. You can tell your friends, and well, they do. Put it this way, my ex did so many embarrassing things that I couldn't even tell my friends about it or my family. I just couldn't do it. I was like, because I know they would say, how come you still with her? How come you just don't, she cheats on you and you still staying with her? Yeah, I still stay. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I was in the narcissistic fog. And when I think about some of the things that I allowed her to do to me, it's just, I want people, this is what I love about what I do now. When I tell these stories, these type of stories cannot be faked. They just can't, because first you have to know this type of relationship exists. First you have to know that to fake it. So you cannot fake it. So when people that are involved in these relationships maybe got out, maybe you're in it, maybe you're trying to get out, they know I'm telling the truth because it's all the same. Narcissists have, to me, 90% of the same traits. No self-accountability. They never take they're never responsible for anything. Most of them are not clean. The one I was with, she was dirty. She was, oh, her car was absolutely, it stayed disgusting. Her car, I'm like, why don't you just clean this car? Oh, that's what the man's supposed to do. No, you're supposed to clean your own car. That car is nasty. And then get my car when I say, hey, don't leave your when she get my truck, I say, hey, don't leave your garbage or trash anywhere. She'd be like, oh, don't mess up your car. Yeah, that's right. I don't want it looking like yours. That's disgusting. Seats were, oh my God, those seats were so nasty. Anyway, I forgot. I lost track of where I was going with that. Hello, Ruby. But let me kind of give you an idea of where I'm coming from with this channel, okay? You are looking at a man that was born from narcissistic abuse. So when I tell you the stories about the old version of me, I can tell it because that's not the version of me anymore, okay? That's my cocoon, okay? So when you get here, I want people to get here. You're over it. You've healed from it. You're here. You don't even want anything that, you don't really even think about the ex-narcissist. You don't wish anything bad. You're just happy that they're out of your life, right? When you get here, it's a superpower because I'm going to keep reiterating this. Narcissists do not know they are narcissists. They don't know. In order for a person to know they're a narcissist, takes self-reflection, self-awareness, self-accountability, which we all know narcissists don't possess any of that. So how could they know? They don't. And when you see them and you find, don't call them one, okay? Don't say that. Just know, you know that they are one, okay? Don't tell them because they're never going to know, oh, yeah, I'm not a narcissist. You know, they're going to do all that crazy stuff. You just recognize what they are and you respond accordingly. Don't give them your energy. You don't give them your energy, because let me give you an example, okay? So when I left my ex-narc, she didn't know it was coming, okay? She didn't know. She didn't know I was about to leave her. Neither did I. That's one of my videos, so go check that out. I didn't even know. Do you know she begged me for a month to not leave her? I had 15 crying voicemails, and then emails. Please call me. Just give me 30 minutes of your time, please. She calling, leaving voicemails. She could barely breathe. She was crying so hard. But this is what I'm telling you guys, okay? When you remove your emotions, like say like you're in this right now, and they do that to you, okay? And you leave them and they start crying. This is what you got to do. Right now, you want to hear it because your emotions involved. So I'm going to give you an example when they're removed, okay? My emotions are removed. So now, when I listen to those voicemails, you know what I think? That's weird. Why is she doing that? She's crying. Listen, she was crying like she didn't know why I left. That's weird. And then she says, hey, did you find somebody else? What do you mean find somebody? What are you talking about? They don't know what they're talking about. You know why she's doing all that? Because of what's in their brains. They're running through the scenarios of what they do. When somebody leaves or something like that, They only know the scenarios of what they do when somebody leaves them or they do all the cheating. That stuff is in their brain and it tortures them. I had to go no contact. There is no other way to leave a narcissist other than no contact, nothing. When I left mine, I had to leave everything. I lived with her across the United States. I lived in Washington. She lived in South Carolina. And as you read the Narcissist Manual, they'd like to take you out of your environment, away from all your resources and people that love you, and put you in theirs. And that's exactly what happened to me. So when God put her on my path, he knew I was going to break this narcissistic fog. Once I made up my mind to leave, I'm back across the United States where she can't touch me. She can't come over to my house. She can't do anything. Gone. She can't contact me, nothing. And now I can just cut and I grow, heal, and learn. And I'm like, whoa, there are millions of people like her. Millions. You get here. This is a superpower. And to the S&D family, this is what I'm going to share with you so you guys can comprehend what I'm talking about. You know, on the debt side, that's psychological. You know how the debt slaves talk. They don't even know what they're saying. That's the same over here with the narcissists. It is a choice. God gave us all the gift of choice. And if the narcissist is choosing to cheat on the person they so-called love, that's a choice. And the part that they don't know, I'm trying to explain this to you. They obviously don't know that they're making the wrong choice because they're making the wrong choice. To cheat on a person you love is a wrong choice, which they do not know because they do it. With me, I don't need anybody to tell me not to cheat on the person I love. I don't need anybody to tell me that. I know what is the right choice. Don't do it. That's the right choice. See, God gave us all the gift of choice. That's a choice. And they happen to be choosing the wrong. Now, if you are in the middle of a narcissistic relationship and you clearly see your partner choosing to make the wrong choices, now you have a choice. Are you going to stay with the person that keeps choosing to make the wrong choice? Let me bring this down just a little bit. Are you going to stay with the person that keeps choosing to make the wrong choice? Now, let me put this link down here. Now, you can come up. You don't have to be on camera. Anybody that wants to do it, you can come up and not be on camera and just talk, because this is all new to me. I'm doing all of this new. And I'm going to keep talking until, what's up, Luminos? Nicer. How long time no see? This space right here, where I'm at, who you're looking at, I'm on the other side of it. Not many people, like, you got to remember, the only reason why I got caught up in this, because I didn't know they existed. It has nothing to do with how you look, where you grew up, your confidence level, what kind of college degree you have. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Nothing. People get caught up in the narcissistic fog where everything is the exact opposite of what it's supposed to be like in a relationship. You're like, what's going on in here? I'm showing you that I love you and you keep cheating on me. Yes, that's what they do. You didn't know that? No, I didn't know that. Here, let me tell you some stories of my situation. She had 2 children, 2 different fathers. Okay. Now, her and the youngest child father, they were obviously still fooling around, obviously, because now that I'm out, I can clearly see it as clear as day. But this is what they do. They always try to They always try to make it look like they're when they overdo it, like they're disgusted with somebody, like, oh, that's I wouldn't touch him. He's so this and that, and his belly's too big. That means they're probably messing around with them because they keep talking about them. Because you got to remember, if they're talking about a person and they keep talking about them, even if it's negatively, it doesn't matter. They're still talking about them. And she used to always do like the triangulation. I remember one time her horn needed to be fixed, right? And that just wasn't on top of my priority list, right? And you know what she said to me? She said, hey, I'm gonna get my ex-boyfriend to fix it. And she said his name, right? And you know, I think about the old me. Okay, let me think about what did I think when she said that. I was trapped in the narcissistic fog. But you know what I would say today? I would turn to her and say, you better get him to fix it. Since you said it, you better get him to fix it. Yeah, go ahead. And she used to go, she used to say, hey, he offered me some money so we can go and to move down somewhere, something, he'll pay for it. I was like, and what did you say to him? I used to say to myself, why is he so bold to say stuff like that? Because they're still messing around, LJ. That's why. I'm the version of me talking to the old version. It is so stupid. It's so dumb. Oh, I didn't see that from Ruby. Okay, let's see. She said, can you touch on the topic of physical abuse and when the victim finally reacts? Now, this is what I believe. Okay, this is what I believe. I believe that they are trying to make you like them. Because with her, she had no limits. She was just getting more free with her fists and wild hitting and stuff like that. As soon as you react and hit them back, now they can say, "Oh, you're just like me." That's why if they do it the first time, you leave right there. You leave. No reasons. Oh, that was an accident, because I've never accidentally hit anybody ever. You leave. Don't stay to the point to where you will react, because I never reacted. I already knew I had to leave because she was getting worse. She was horrible. She was bad. She was really bad. Nicer says, yeah, it's been a while, fam. Still making music. Good job. Congratulations. Developing my signature sound. Okay, good to see you. You are welcome, Ruby, for sure. But I am very excited about this channel, because I was telling the S&B family, I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired over here. This is starting to bore me, because I've been talking about it like, shit. See, S&D's been online for what, almost 10 years? It didn't start out at S&D. I'm just going from the transitions all the way up to here. And then I knew I was losing, I'm not going to say interest, but the topics started becoming repetitive because they just do the same thing over in different ways, right? But this channel is opening the stories that I've been hearing online, in the comments. Even other S&D family members in the background have been talking to me like, hey, LJ, you know, I know we've been knowing each other for a couple years now, but I need to tell you my story. And then I hear another story. And then I got a good friend. He has the same story, a couple of good friends, and same stories. Over and over. And then I knew I was on to something, because everybody was saying the same things. Some of them were all pushed to suicide, attempted. Some going to admitting themselves in like the crazy houses or the mental wards, which is a powerful thing too, because you'd be in, so say like you had to, because it will drive you crazy. They will a narcissist will suck the energy, the life out of you, suck the health out of you with the up and down, and up. You see this up and down that happens? guess what happens? Your body gets addicted to that. When they bring you down, you want to get out of it so bad. And for some odd reason, the narcissist is the only one that can do it. And then your body gets addicted to it, believe it or not. You're waiting for that dopamine hit for the narcissist to be nice or something or whatever. It is so stupid. It's so dumb. So today, like here, let me give you an example. Okay, I'm gonna give you another because I like telling. There's gonna be many stories. All right. So I remember one time. I was coming back from Seattle back to South Carolina, right? And I land, and you know she didn't pick me up till 2 hours later. 2 hours. And then when she pulled up in the car, didn't apologize, nothing, just said something, kind of mumbled something about traffic. 2 hours. Okay. But when you're trauma bonded, see, you got to remember when I'm down there, now I'm in her environment, her car, everything's in her name. So she was so quick to say, get the fuck get out of my house, get out of my car. There's all that kind of crazy stuff. So I just got in the car. I said, okay, I'm just thinking, I got to figure out how I'm get out of this. So I got in the car, didn't say nothing, right? I just said, hey, she turns to me and says, so you want to talk about it or talk about something or something? I said, no, I don't feel like talking about it. You want to talk about nothing? No, I don't. She pulls over into a grocery store parking lot and yells in the car for like 20, 30 minutes at me. Okay. After that's over, then we go to the grandparents' house to go pick up her son, right? She walks in the house like nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. I was like, what? Two people. Today, well, see, I wouldn't even be involved in a relationship that even took it that far. But anyway, this is what I would do today. If we could go back and I was who the person I am today, and she didn't show up to pick me up, I would have rented a car and I wouldn't have told her because this airport was like 80 miles from where we lived, right? I wouldn't have told her that I rented a car and I would have drove back home because if she came 2 hours late, I would have been home already. And then she would have pulled up to the airport talking about, hey, I'm outside waiting for you. I would have said, I'm at home. That's what I would have did. That's what I would have did today. I'd have been home packing my stuff. So she was 80 miles away. I could get my stuff together pretty quick. It would take her at least a couple hours to get back. This is for, I want the people that maybe have been discarded or maybe have left, and you're going through the pain, and it's very, very hard because this is a trauma. To break a trauma bond is one of the most difficult things to ever do. One of the most difficult things to ever do. And if you've done it, and if you're going through it, keep going. There's so much positivity on the other side. This is probably, if this was on your journey, just like it was on mine, I'm telling you, I'm giving you a living, live view of the other side. If you can keep pushing through to get on this side. Once you're here, you now have a superpower because you can see them, but they can't see you. Just like death slaves. Death slaves can't see us at all. They can't, unless we pull down our mask and say, hey, I know this and that and this and that, and which is a mistake. The same thing. When you identify a narcissist, don't call them one. Because you're going to give them a hint that you already know who they are, because I guarantee you, if you call them one, you're not the first one to call them one. Guaranteed. Especially the one I was with. She was so violent. Oh. When you are out, put it this way, when you get here and you start healing, and your feelings will dissipate for the narcissist. Everybody knows. It's like, think about it this way. Think of an old relationship that you've had maybe way back in high school, right? Now, Imagine trying to have feelings for that person, okay, right now, just like, okay, let me try to. You can't. One day it'll be like that. And then as that happens, you'll think about all the moments that you allowed this narcissist to do you just so bad. And you're going to laugh. The reason why you're going to laugh because you're not that person anymore. I would put it this way. I wouldn't even date a woman like the one I was with. There is no way at all. Listen, we had nothing in common. Everything was the exact opposite. I was liking to progress, read, advance in life. She loved to watch reality TV shows, loved to be in drama reality TV shows. She was so, listen, she used to always follow just like that online reality TV show, like series after series. I'm like, why do you follow that stuff? And she used to follow this one chick that's on one of these reality shows. Like she thought that was really her friend. Used to call her by her first name. Oh yeah, so-and-so, she's all this and that. I'm like, she's just showing you what she wants to show you. Do you realize that? She was so into this stuff, she almost forgot it was a reality TV show. She really did. She used to always talk about it. But in my mind, I used to say, I wish she would start talking to me about that stuff. I don't care about that. Follow her and listen. And then after watching the show, she would follow a guy that talks about reality shows and listen to him for hours. Hours. I'm like, damn, you watch the show and you watch another guy talk about the show? Oh, hell no, no. We were just so opposite. So opposite. What's up, Layman? Yes, it does. That is for sure. Anybody that got, like, if you're in it, and like I said, I'm shooting from the hip on this because this is new, okay? Maybe you're in it. Maybe you are in the narcissistic fog and you don't know that you're in it, like me. That's the only reason why I was in a relationship like that, because I didn't know about it. And maybe you're in it right now. Maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend keeps cheating on you and you're staying with them. Say like you're with 9 times out of 10 you're with a narcissist if they're constantly cheating on you, right? And then you're not doing any cheating, right? But if they're constantly accusing you of cheating, but you're not. But the reason why you can't really comprehend of what they're really saying is because your emotions are in it. And they're probably yelling at you or angry and flipping out, doing all that crazy nonsense that they do, right? But if they're accusing you of cheating and you know you're not cheating, that means there's absolutely no evidence of it at all. Nothing at all. So what that really means is this, because they can't prove it because you know you're not doing it. So whatever they're saying, instead of an accusation, it's a confession. It's what they're doing. When they accuse you of something that you're not doing, that means they're doing it. That's what that means. Think about it. Have you ever came up to somebody, accused them of something, and you don't even know? Have you ever done that? That's what narcissists do to you guys. That's what narcissists do to the people they're in relationships with. They accuse them of things that they're doing. But when you're wrapped up in it, you don't know that. She used to always do that. Oh, who are you talking to? Did you delete your, she used to always go, did you delete your text messages? And I said, no. Oh, no, because when I look in there, well, I didn't. It was almost like this. Every time I told her no, she kept saying I did. Like she was trying to convince me that I did. Like one day I was going to turn to her and say, well, you know what? Maybe I did delete my text messages. Maybe that does work on some people. I just kept telling her, no, I didn't do that. I have no reason to do that. What it really was is what she does. That's what they do. So if you're with somebody that does that, hides, pretends like they're single on social media, you're probably with a narcissist. You got to go up to him. You got to go up to him and say, because I used to say this to her. I used to go, why do you always look like you're single on your social media? Oh, you're tripping. You're doing this and that and this and that. I would have turned to her. I said, no, today I would be like, no, you're on social media like you're single. I'm leaving. I'm leaving you. What do you mean I'm tripping? Hey, listen, I don't care what you think. If I'm tripping or not, I'm leaving you. Goodbye. That's what I would do. But I would know, listen, if I like, here's another example. Today, if I went out on a date, so this is when when you're dating, this is how you kind of will be able to identify narcissists. All right. When you well, my situation is a little bit different because when you with my other channel, Savings Minus Debt, okay, we talk about not being in debt. Okay. So now, if I'm out on a date, the first thing I'm going to do is find out if the woman is in debt, if she's making car payments, if she thinks she's a homeowner with a mortgage, she's got old student loans. We're not going anywhere. The relationship is not, we're friends. Why are we friends? You're in debt. I don't want to do that because there's a freedom that comes with being debt free. Millions of people don't know, right? But if we get past that, if I so happen to find a woman that happens to be debt free, now we got to go to the psychological part. Hey, how's your relationship with your parents? Because people don't really understand that. I love my mom. I came from love, unconditional love, since I was in her stomach till today. But if you hear a woman like my ex, she talks so negative about her mama, her daddy, her sister, her sisters, plural. That should have been a red flag to me that I wasn't nothing if she could talk about her siblings like that and her own mama and daddy. I should have left. And now if I'm out on a date and that happens, oh yeah, my dad, my mom ain't this and that. I'm gonna be like, have you gone to a professional to kind of talk to you about what may have affected you by not having parents that love you or whatever, right? And if they say, oh no, f that, that's where it ends. Because what this means, this is what it tells me. She doesn't know about the love that I have to offer that I got from my mother. I now understand that the type of unconditional love that I got from my mother is very, very rare. Very rare. I had no problems growing up. I didn't have any arguing in the house. We had bedtime. We had no drug abuse, no nothing, no type of any type of abuse, nothing. So as a kid growing up, I'm thinking all households are like that. Why would I think otherwise? Why would I think anything else? Because that's what I knew. That's all I knew. But now when I go out, here I am as an adult man going out to trying to find love with the love that I have in my mind that I got from my mother. That's very rare from everybody else, but I didn't know. I didn't know what questions to ask, but now I do. You hear somebody, you hear somebody talk negative about their family to a stranger. They know them all their lives. I'm just coming in for a few years, and you're dumping all this information. I should have known. I mean, I'm just telling you guys after the fact. But when you hear that kind of stuff, like when I heard her, the way she talked about her mom, I should have stopped myself and say, "Hey, man, LJ, do you talk about your mom like that?" I would have said, "No, I don't talk about my." That does listen. That doesn't even come to my mind to talk negative about my family members. Not even in the slightest. But that's all I heard from her. I should have said, "Uh oh, that's a problem." I should have said that. That's a problem. The people that have been through narcissistic abuse like this, they know you wouldn't wish this on your worst enemy. You could hate somebody, which I don't hate anybody, but you could hate somebody. And if somebody came up to you and said, "Hey man, do you hate them enough to wish them narcissistic abuse?" You'd be like, I hate them, but I don't wish that. I don't wish that on them. They're like, it's like that. Yeah, it's like that. You don't wish it on somebody you hate or don't like. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, anything but that. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that. Because when I read some of the people's stories, I just had 6 years. I just did 6 years. There's people been in it for 20, 25 years, 30 years, married with children. I couldn't even imagine. if I was legally tied to her. Not saying you can't get out. Don't, hey, listen, don't even let that stop you. If you're in it and you're married to him and you got children or whatever, don't let any of that stop you. You figure out something. Just get away, save your life. Everything, my whole life was there. Everything was there. Everything. I told God, I'm ready to let it all go. You know what he said? That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. And he took over from there. Because what most of you guys don't know that are in it, everything you love inside the relationship, the narcissist uses it against you. If you like where you live, they'll threaten you with it. If you like, if it, like, let me give you an example. She knew I loved living in South Carolina. She threatened it. She knew I loved the house that we stayed in. She threatened to kick me out. She knew I loved her son. She threatened to talk negative about me, and you know what they do, just smear campaign stuff. It's like I had to let it all go, all of it. And it wasn't until then that everything changed once I made that choice, because I had to release everything, because she tried everything. Let me tell you, she tried. This is the crazy thing about it. Here she is leaving crying voicemails and emails, but on the outside, she's taking all the money, blocked me out of the business that we had together, doing all the negative stuff to try to prevent me from leaving her. She didn't know I released all that stuff, so it doesn't matter. I wouldn't care. I have a truck that I like. If she would have kept that, you ain't getting it back. I'm gonna burn it. I was already ready to let it go. I didn't care. Didn't care. What about half the machines for the other bit? I don't care. I'll do it again. I did it once. I'll do it again. You got to be ready to do that to save your own life. That's what you got to do. I know it feels like when you're in the narcissistic fog, I know it feels like you can't do nothing. This person has all the control over you, what you're going to do, da, da, da. All you got to do is say, God, help me. That's all you got to do. Say, God, I don't know what else to do. Can you help me? And then get out the way. No contact. Ask God to help you and get out the way. Don't interrupt in anything. No texting, calling, no looking at their social media. Don't see who they're with next. I mean, nothing. You don't transfer any energy. Because when you're trauma bonded, this is what you guys, I'm only telling you this because I'm on the outside. When you're trauma bonded, it goes both ways, people. They're sucking supply from you and you're getting whatever their little tidbits, whatever, but it goes both ways. Okay. They're getting more. So when you cut them off, their supply stops too. So they have to go through withdrawals as well. It's not the same type as yours, but it still is. The voicemails, they tell me, oh yeah, she's just going through withdrawals. She don't even know. And I was right. Soon as she got over that narcissistic injury, she was right back to the normal self. She right back to doing stupid stuff and writing crazy emails, all that dumb nonsense. I said to myself, well, because after I went no contact, you know what she did? She packed up all my stuff neatly, took pictures of it in boxes, packed it up all in my truck, and I just came down, scooped it up, and left. Couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Put it at some, I didn't even have to come back to her house, put the stuff over at the grandparents' house. I just went over there, picked it up, and left. I said to myself, well, maybe what I did by going no contact, maybe it might have snapped her out of something or something, right? Wrong. We had we had a business together, right? You know what she did? You know what she did? She told all the. I started my own. I broke off, started my own. You know what she did? She lied to her own customers. She sent out an email and told them that I was a person that worked for her, and then I stole her customer list, her customer email list. Are you kidding me? I was like, she lied to her own customers. Narcissists have no limits at all over nothing. They don't care at all. We had a successful business together, people. You hear me? Successful. They blow it up. They don't care. Blow it up. Don't even care. Whatever. Don't get in business with a narcissist, because here we are. We made something together, and guess what? She thought it was hers. I used to say, do you know you say my a lot when you talk about this business? Hey, my business. And then when she would get online, she would be like, this how she would put in her description every time she went online. Oh, I'm a single mother and business owner. I'm like, you sound like you by yourself. Exactly. Let me tell you, the whole time was in a relationship. The whole time. I remember one time we had taken some pictures of me. She had a professional camera, right? And she was taking some pictures of me to post on my a particular business. I think it was Savings Minus Debt. Yeah, Savings Minus Debt, right? And then when she posted these pictures on her Facebook, you know what she said? Hey, I took pictures of this young man. He's doing a successful. I was like, wait a minute, you talking on your Facebook like you took pictures of a client. Well, Linnell, I'm private. Listen, I was like, oh, you are such a phony liar. Well, I didn't say that at the time. Now, I know if you're in the pain and they're doing it to you, you're not going to be laughing for a long time, but you will be laughing once you realize you are no longer that person. Once you realize that's not you anymore, it will be funny, because I do laugh. There's so many stories. I'm going to have plenty of content for this channel for a very long time, very long time. I'm going to be helping millions of people that are caught in a narcissistic fog, wondering. I want them to see, if they keep pushing through, what's on the other side waiting for you. Because when you get here, you know you're strong because you're here. Only the strong get here. Some people never make it. Some people decide they don't want to be on earth anymore. Some people actually lose it mentally, lose it. Some people accept it. Listen, some just accept it and stay. I ain't got nothing else, I've been married to her for 20 years. We have a business, a house, we're married, we got children. Everything they're using to keep you there, every single thing that you're saying, they're using exactly that and then you trap yourself. When you come out and you're free like this, you can see the people that are in misery in couples. Facebook is very obvious now. Facebook is very obvious. If you come across somebody that keeps pushing pictures like, hey, everybody, look how happy I am. Look at every single day I do something. I'm so happy. That's probably something's wrong there, because when you are truly happy, you don't really have no desire to always share it on social media. You always see a couple, and it always looks like the guy that's just taking the pictures because his woman keeps saying, hey, sit down, take the pictures. That's my ex. She had to take a picture of every time we was eating dinner. Every time we ate dinner, hey, don't touch the food yet. Let me take a picture. And then when she would go post the picture, guess how she would post the picture? Like she went out to dinner by herself. I used to say, why do you always post a picture like you went out to dinner by yourself? Asking the same questions over and over. I would have just left her. Oh my God. When I think about myself now, it's just like, why don't you just get up and just leave? Oh man. It's so funny, but that was my cocoon, people. There are so many positive things that are happening for me now, even in the relationship, people. Everything was positive except her. Everything was positive except her. Everything. So that's why I didn't want to let it go. It was me hanging on to this relationship because all these positive things. I'm like, there's no way she would ruin this. Everything is perfect. We're doing all this and that and blah, blah, blah. They don't care. Blew it up. Just blew it up. But now that I'm on the other, because I was like, oh my God, the business and this and that. But now that I'm here, oh man, there's so many positive things over here, and they're continuing to happen. This channel, let me give you an example. This channel here, right now, okay? You know how long it took me to get 200 subscribers on my old channel, Savings Minus Debt? That took like months. To get over 100 likes, listen, to get over 100 likes on one video, that took like years. That took years to get 100 likes on a video on my old channel. Now, don't get me wrong. My SMD, my Savings Minus Debt channel, it's supposed to be like that because the majority cannot know what SMD knows. Okay, I understand that. I totally understand. But compared to this channel, all I'm doing is telling my truth. The people that are in it, they know I'm not lying because of how I'm talking about it. This cannot be faked. It cannot. You either went through it or you didn't. You either understand it or you don't. You know how many people trapped in the narcissistic fall that can't talk to nobody? Millions. They're too embarrassed. Can't tell nobody. Can't tell your best friend. Can't tell your family members. Because if you, in the back of your mind, this is the trauma bond, okay? This is the trauma bond. In the back of your mind, if you tell the people that love you the truth, now you kind of said, I have to leave this person now. You kind of solidify it because now everybody knows, and you tell them all the true horror stories. Now they'll be looking at you like, you're still staying with that person? Now you can't come around with that narcissist partner because you come up to the family members that you told them what they're doing. They're going to be like, why'd you bring that person to my house after what you told me? So you don't. I get it, totally get it. I was there. My family could see it. Linnell, you look miserable. No, I don't. Yes, you do. You think you're hiding it. What you're doing, this is what it looks like. Just like when a drug addict is on drugs in denial about it, it is the same thing, but your drug is them. It's the same thing. And you're going to have to go through it. You're going to have to go through withdrawals, just like somebody coming off of heroin. Go watch. I've never been on heroin, but I've watched plenty of videos. It's just like that. It is. It's just like that. That's how serious it is. But that's how powerful it is once you go through it and you get out of it. You're like, that's never going to happen again. Nope, that's never going to happen again. Not even close. Because when I identify a narcissist now, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look right at him. Like, I see you. You're not gonna fool me. Oh yeah, you might be tricking all these other people, but I'm not saying this verbally. I'm saying this with a look. Because the narcissist is gonna wonder, why is that person not doing everything else that I'm telling people to do or making them do? How come this person? Because I'll be looking at them like, because I see you. That's all. Nothing personal. I'm not in a relationship with you, but I'm make sure you understand you ain't manipulating me in any form or fashion. What's up, Lottery Guru? Thank you, Shane. Sean, excuse me, Sean. My bad. Lottery Guru says, LJ sounds like me when I was 24, living at home trying to escape my mother. That's a whole different story right there. How she manipulated me and shamed me not to leave. Even my siblings got in on it. I wasted 3 years. I snapped and moved in with a friend. I heard that. We have a young another S&D family member did the same thing, had to move out, leave. I can't even listen. Lottery Guru, my mom has shown me unconditional love since I was in her womb. Do you understand me? And still does today. So I have no idea what that is to be a child under a narcissistic mom, because she has a young child who's an empath. He's clearly an empath, clearly, right? Now I understand that he's going to grow up with a narcissistic mother. Now, two things can happen, in my opinion. He's going to either be converted into a narcissist or he's going to leave. I have a strong, he's got a lot of love people. He's got some people around him that love him, that are loving him the right way. I was one of them. He's got grandparents. I say he has a chance if they live long enough for him to at least get to be a teenager. I'd say he have a chance because his mom is bad. She started trying to get physically violent more in front of him. And you could tell, because he loved me. He did. He loved me, right? You could tell he was put in a place that now he had to make a choice. Who's he going to? Hold on. All right. He had to make a choice. Who is he going to choose, me or his mom? Of course he's going to choose his mom. I wouldn't expect anything less. But I could see on his face that he hated to have to do it. I didn't even stay there long enough to where he had to do it any longer. I just left the house. Left. Any questions? Any questions? I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how this channel builds up. If because it's moving pretty quickly, and it humbles me, and I appreciate everybody that comes on this channel bold enough, strong enough to actually leave their story under the video, because I read them all. I'm gonna let you guys know this. I read all the stories, as many as I can as the channel grows, right? When this channel gets a million subscribers, I won't be able to read them all. But right now, I'm just reading them all. Even the people that maybe disagree with me about narcissists don't know the narcissist. It's just an opinion. I'm just saying narcissists don't know the narcissist because in order for one to know they're a narcissist, that takes self-accountability, self-awareness, self-reflection, which we all know they don't have. So how could they know? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. How could they know? Oh, there's Nicer up there. I'm sorry, Nicer. I didn't see you. Can you hear me?
Hello, Jay. I wasn't waiting that long. You're good.
Oh,
How are
okay.
you doing?
All right. How you doing?
I'm good. You know, I'm working on a little music right now, enjoying the show, and all the insight that you're offering. I I gotta say because you know, my parents they showed me what love was. They showed me what a healthy, functional relationship looks like. Like for example, my dad, um, he would wake us up very early before before we had to go to school just so he could spend time with us before he went off to work, right?
Wow.
So
Okay.
so we'd be up at like 5 o'clock in the morning on school days, um, um, doing chores. You know, we sat down and we had breakfast together as a family. We had dinner together as a family too. My father got home from work, and my mom, she was a stay-at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
So she showed me, you know, what the woman's role in a relationship looks like when it's a healthy, functional relationship.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to more content on this channel and hearing more stories. Because there's two things that I found out in both my marriage and my previous relationship was that respect and trust are two very important things, and you can't have a healthy, functional relationship without those things.
Mm-hmm.
So salute to you, LJ, for sharing your story and all your insight that you gained from your relationship experiences, and everyone else that Ed has shared as well. I'm definitely looking forward to
Let
more
me ask
on
you
this
something real
channel.
quick, Nicer. I want to ask you a question. So both of your parents showed you love.
Right.
all the way through all your years and everything.
Well, up until I was 11. Yes. The
Okay.
first 11 years of my life. Yes.
What happened after 11?
Well, my father left.
Oh, okay. So they
Um.
okay, but your young years, which are the very crucial years, you
Oh
guys
yes. Yes.
shown the love through the whole time.
Yes. It was.
Oh,
It was
that's
like
beautiful.
this is another big thing that at the time used to annoy me as a child, but
Mhm.
now looking back, I definitely respect my father for doing this because when he would get home from work, every single day he would ask me, how'd your day at school go? And I couldn't be like other kids. I couldn't be like give a one word reply. Oh, it was okay, and then run off and play games. No, I had to go into detail
Oh,
from every single
wow.
class,
Wow.
even if the day was the same as any other day. And that taught me, like, for one thing, to be observational, right?
Mm,
And to take notice of my surroundings, even if it's a redundant thing, like, going to school every day. This is little things like that my father did, that he instilled in me, that made me the woman that I am today.
wow. Wow. That is an amazing story.
Yeah,
Now that I'm listening to it, now I can hear it, right? Because the average person wouldn't really understand the story that you're telling. Because my mom was the same way. She was a working mom, but I had chores. I had to do my homework. I had to explain things, and it was irritating at first. It bothered me. I'm like, how come all the other kids don't have to do what I do and this and that? But now I understand. She was
yeah,
instilling.
yeah, exactly. Because I'll be like, after school, if I'd go to some classmates that lived across the street, and we all go in the house, and their grandma or auntie or mom or whoever asked, how your day would go. Oh, it was okay, and then we run off in the room and play video games or whatever. And
Right.
me having to give a full detailed report, that was at the time, that's like annoying or whatever. But
Right.
then, when you're adult, you realize the significance of it. And I'm like, man, I. I had no idea at the time how much my father and mother loved me, how much they shaped, how I view relationships, and how that would be beneficial to me when I became an adult myself.
Wow. And it did, you know.
It
I
sure
just
did.
didn't know because I got the same kind of love from my mother, right? I just didn't know going out into the world that this type of love was rare. So I'm going out looking for relationships and thinking if a woman tells me she loves me, it's the same type of love that I grew up in, which was absolutely not true. So
Right. And looking back, I realized, because my parents didn't tell me at the time, hey, look, we're giving you a fighting chance, for success when you become an adult yourself. It's something that it hits you, once you have the responsibilities of yourself, of working and try to balance the relationship at the same time.
mhm.
And, even though I don't have children myself, when children are involved, that's got to make it that much more difficult.
Right, right. It's got to. It had. Well, I thank God that I don't have kids with her. That would be so much torture. Oh my! I could only imagine the torture. Mm,
Right.
Well, thank you for sharing your story, Nicer, and you're the first
Oh,
one on the channel today.
on the first one, oh, the
You're the first
inaugural guest.
one that
Okay,
came
well,
up on
thank
the
you
channel.
so much for having me up, man. I peeking on your live shows every now and again, even though I'm extremely busy. I at least listen in when I can get a chance, even though I don't come down from the clouds and say hello. But
That's all right.
hey,
All
keep
right.
doing your thing, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for
All
taking
right.
the time. Thank you for taking the time to come on the show today. I
Oh,
thank
it's
you.
my pleasure, and thank you for having me.
All right.
All right.
And see you later. Wow. So Nicer is officially the first person to come on the 6ixthCents channel. The first person. Very first person. Trust me, there will be many because I'm honestly I'm looking forward to hearing the stories. I really am because I've heard so many stories offline and I know it takes a lot. So if you want to come up, you of course you don't have to use your real name. You don't even have to get on camera. I just have to see you in the background. But once I see that you're a person, and then you can just turn the camera off and come up here and tell your story. I would love to hear it. Maybe you have some questions of me, a person that is on the other side, that has already gone through the pain and the agony and stuff that you're going through now. Hopefully you're going through it to get out of it. Hopefully you're not putting yourself back or letting them hoover you back in. I totally understand. It's not everybody can do it. Not everybody can do it. All right, so we are at an hour. I guess if we don't have any questions, I guess we can wrap that up in 1 hour. Not a big deal. I think for the people that's sitting in the back, being part of the brand new channel, I look at it this way. I haven't really heard nobody talk about being on the other side. Like not a place to talk about why the narcissist did this. What are they doing? Why do they think this way? There's a whole bunch of channels out there that will tell you that type of information of why they do what. Here, you are immersing yourself, accepting the power, recognizing the power and how strong you are to come out through the other side. Put it this way: if you had a self-confidence problem, you won't anymore. If you've always thought, I'm not really that attractive to be, getting somebody, that'll be gone too. You'll do whatever you need to do to change whatever that, because it starts here mentally. It starts right here. Doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how much money you have, they have, none of that. That's totally up to you. You can make up your mind. All you got to do is you got to make a choice, though. You got to make a choice. You got to say, have I had enough? Am I willing to let go of everything? Well, he bought the bed, I bought this, and we got that, and this and that. Are you willing to say, I'm ready to let all the stuff go to save my own life? Is that car worth your life? Probably not. What about that bedroom set? Is it worth your life? No, probably not. Probably not. You can rebuy all of that stuff, all of it. But when you let it go, you got to mean it. And then you got to ask God, hey, can you help me? I don't know what's happening. I've never been here before. How do you know if you're there? Are you accepting somebody that hits you and tell you they love you at the same time? Yeah, if your partner hits you, you are most definitely, without a doubt, with a narcissist, without a doubt. I don't have to examine anything. I don't even have to be a doctor. If another person decides to hit you and say they love you at the same time, screw the law. I don't care about what the law says. That means you're with a narcissist for sure. Are you with somebody that takes all your secrets and then uses them against you? Everything you shared intimately, and then they take them and turn them against you? You're with a narcissist. Only narcissists do that. People like me on the positive side of everything, positive. Love is positive and negative, okay? Everybody says the word love, but they don't know that it's positive and negative. So you write love on a piece of paper, write a line down the middle, negative on one side, positive on the other side. Write down all the negative things about your partner and then write down the positive things. If the negative side is longer, you're in negative love. That's what the paper says. You're in negative love. That's wrong. That's where the narcissists live. They live, when they say they love you, they're talking about negative love. If they cheat on you and say they love you, that's called negative love. If they hit you, slap you, talk about you to friends behind your back, smear campaign, all that stuff, that's called negative love, because people in positive love don't do that. It's really easy to determine. You can do this right now. You don't even have to tell your narcissist partner. You don't have to tell them nothing. You can do this yourself. And then all you got to do is look at the list and then believe it or not. Are you going to believe the list? You got to believe the list. That's going to be the hard part. That's going to be the hard part. You got to believe the list. If you ever want to get here. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate everybody that has it is just a humbling, unexpected, and all I had to do was make the choice to leave and get here. All right. Till next time. See you guys later.